The crown beneath the palm trees. Imagine a kingdom where monarchs wore feathered capes, where royal courts gathered by volcanoes, and where Western diplomats once bowed before Polynesian kings. A paradise cradled by the Pacific, rich in culture, yet entangled in the ambitions of empires. This was a land of song, spirit, and sovereignty, until one day the music stopped. Welcome to the Library of Lost Lands, where we delve into the stories of countries that once were, but are no longer with us. The Kingdom of Hawaiʻi was an internationally recognized sovereign state that existed from 1795 to 1893, with its capital in Honolulu. It flew a distinctive flag combining the Union Jack with red, white, and blue stripes, a symbol of its unique balancing act between East and West. At its peak, the kingdom ruled over all the main Hawaiian islands and had a population estimated at 300,000 in the early 19th century, though greatly reduced by disease by the end of the century. The Kingdom of Hawaiʻi was forged through conquest and unification. In 1795, Kamehameha I, a warrior chief of the Big Island, used both diplomacy and, honestly, some brutal warfare, including acquiring firearms from European traders, to unite the archipelago. By 1810, all islands had submitted to his rule. The new kingdom entered the international stage as a sovereign monarchy, recognized by powers such as the United States, Britain, and France. Hawaii established a constitutional monarchy in 1840, with a written constitution, a parliament, and even embassies abroad. It had its own postage stamps, currency, and legal codes, proving that this was no primitive paradise but a functioning modern state. The Kingdom of Hawaiʻi was more than just a Pacific curiosity. It was a beacon of what could have been a distinctly Polynesian modernity. The alii, or nobility, embraced literacy, diplomacy, and education. The kingdom became one of the most literate nations on Earth in the 1800s, thanks to the proliferation of Hawaiian language newspapers and schools. The monarchs were forward-thinking. King Kalākaua, the Merry Monarch, promoted Hawaiian culture, built Iolani Palace, the only royal palace on United States soil, and even explored building an undersea telegraph cable. His sister and successor, Queen Liliʻuokalani, was a composer and stateswoman who sought to restore native power through a new constitution. Hawaii was a melting pot. Chinese, Japanese, Portuguese, and American settlers all lived alongside native Hawaiians. It was, in many ways, a Pacific precursor to the multicultural states we idealize today. But this idyllic kingdom sat on a geopolitical fault line. Western advisors, missionaries, and businessmen increasingly held sway over Hawaiian affairs. Native populations were devastated by diseases like smallpox and measles, introduced by foreigners. The demographic collapse reduced Hawaiian influence in their own land. Sugar plantations became economic engines, but also political landmines. American businessmen grew wealthy and powerful, demanding special rights and protections. The 1887 Bayonet Constitution, forced upon King Kalākaua at gunpoint, stripped the monarchy of much of its power and disenfranchised many native Hawaiians. This was the beginning of the end. In 1893, Queen Liliʻuokalani attempted to promulgate a new constitution, restoring royal authority and voting rights to native Hawaiians. But the American-led Committee of Safety, made up of businessmen and settlers, engineered a coup with the aid of U.S. Minister John L. Stevens, who landed Marines from the USS Boston under the pretext of protecting American lives and property. The Queen surrendered under protest, trusting that the U.S. government would reverse the coup. But President Grover Cleveland's initial sympathy gave way to President McKinley's imperial ambitions. In 1898, the United States annexed Hawaii via a joint resolution of Congress. The kingdom had fallen, not in battle but through betrayal and strategic inertia. Today, the legacy of the Hawaiian kingdom lives on in the symbols and stories of the islands. The Hawaiian flag still flies, inverted during protests, and the Hawaiian language, which was once nearly extinct, is experiencing a revival through immersion schools and cultural pride. The royal family is gone, but the Iolani Palace still stands, a monument to a dethroned monarchy. The sovereignty movement remained strong among native Hawaiians, some of whom refused to recognize United States jurisdiction over the islands. In 1993, the United States Congress issued a formal apology resolution, acknowledging the illegal overthrow of a sovereign nation. Tourists visit for luau's and sunsets, but for many locals, the land whispers of stolen sovereignty and lingering injustice. Hawaii was not merely a postcard paradise. It was a nation, a kingdom, complete with kings, queens, constitutions, and global diplomacy. Its fall is not just a tale of imperialism, but of cultural endurance. The question lingers in the salt air: can a nation truly vanish when its people still sing its songs? If you found this story compelling, comment, and subscribe to the Library of Lost Lands, where history isn't just in the books, but in the bones of forgotten nations.